Welcome back. You're here with Nightcaps and Nostalgia. As always, I am your brilliant host, Justin Poe, and with me is my rather lackluster companion. And with that companion is my friend and longtime confidant,
Squeaky Chair.
Yes.
No, it's me, Nathan. So, this is our first actual episode of whatever the fuck we're going to call this show. But basically what we're doing is we're ranking every video game ever made
In the history of mankind.
And if you listen to our last episode, our intro episode, we ranked 4 games. We're not going to go over them, because if we set that precedent, these are going to get real fucking long, real fucking quick.
Yes.
So
my plan is to insert this game in between two games already on the chart.
Yes.
So having said that...
And this is for your list. So the first game we're starting with is Bushido Blade for the PS1.
Yes.
And you are going to put it on your list first.
So
and tell me what.
Look at our entries and look at the charts. Bushido Blade on the PS1 we played earlier this week. Hopefully it was earlier this week. Might have been even earlier than that. We'll see how long these take to make. But Bushido Blade's a game that Nathan and I have played together before on the channel, but I really wanted to play it again and kind of give it a more well-rounded look. Which we didn't really do, to be honest with you.
Not even close.
We know what we like about that game, and we like it a lot. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really interested in delving into the story mode. There doesn't appear to be any
Fuck the story mode.
secrets or collectibles, but what that game does have is a simple rule set that, once you understand some of the basics, can make it a semi-competitive game amongst any two people, because no one knows what the fuck they're doing, okay? Everyone's learning together, and as you learn together, you get better together, and as you get better together, you start to see the depth the game might potentially have. I'll be honest, we haven't even gotten that far. We have not seen any of the actual depth of this game. Having said that, I do enjoy picking this up, and I do enjoy playing it with you.
Yeah.
And I've played with a couple of other people, too, when we've had other people come by. So I gotta say, this one slips in right above Rule Rose and just below Red Dead Revolver for me.
So what number, because at some point we're going to have a camera and graphics for this, as soon as I figure that out. But
so that
for now,
that would knock down my Rule Rose and my Dark Watch to 4th and 5th place, respectively, and put the game we're talking about, which is Bushido Blade. I didn't look at his notes for that one.
There you go.
As my number 3 pick overall.
Okay. For me, so let me grab a pen and mark that down for you. We have
you might change my
pen
mind.
with us.
Okay.
We'll put a tentative.
10.
Right. So Bushido Blade, you said that puts it at what? Number
3.
3. I didn't think this through the way I wrote this down.
I didn't think you had either.
But you know what? It's fine.
Because you should have written the games as, it does matter.
It's fine. This is a fluid list.
It's a learning process, okay?
So, for me, I'm looking at the games we've already reviewed, or ranked. So, Dark Watch, Red Dead Revolver, God of War, Rule of Rose. So, this is where we start getting weird with the games, right? Because I've only ever played this in a multiplayer sense. Yes. I've never played the single player, except for that one time on stream, or last episode where we, dicked around with the first-person mode, but I don't really count that, because we was just like, hey, what's this?
I don't think it was even on stream. I think that was an episode.
I think it might have been an episode.
No.
But, we didn't even really play for real. So, this is me having no single-player experience with this at all. I would put this... Because it's better than Rule of Rose.
Definitely. I agree with you.
I like it more than God of War.
Okay. I disagree with you.
Where I'm struggling right now is, would I rather play this than Dark Watch or Red Dead Revolver?
For me, it became more of a question of, would I rather play this more, and do I think I can get the friend I need to make this experience enjoyable, right?
Exactly.
Maybe the single player is amazing. We have never really delved into it much, but it's a rather simple game when you break it down. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot underneath the hood.
We should do that one time.
We should. And I think we'll revisit this game again. Do not worry. Once the game is on one of our charts, it does not mean that we'll never touch the game again or play the game again. That's very far from the case, trust me. So this will be a game that we probably revisit just because we enjoy playing it so much.
We do. It's because it's so quick and easy to get a couple games in and get out.
Yeah.
Because we played for, 15 minutes? Played like 16 rounds?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, coming at this from just, do I want to play this game?
How hard are you coming?
With ideal settings. I'm just going to ignore you.
Please.
I think this is a better game than Darkwatch. I think this is my new number one.
Numero uno.
I was debating putting it above or below Darkwatch, and the reason I think Darkwatch does a really good job. I've said this before in the last episode. It has a really good opening for me. It's cheesy. It's got a really cool setting. They just don't deliver by the end of it.
Yeah.
Where Bushido Blade, I think it's just been consistently fun the whole time. And it's very simple, very pick up and play. You don't have to be like a first person shooter. You have to think as a new player. You have to wrap your mind around controlling two sticks, and then especially with all that verticality and mobility that Darkwatch throws at you. That's not easy for like say we're having a multiplayer game now. Mm-hmm. It's a lot harder to be like, okay, do you understand how to play a first person shooter? Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Here's all these extra mechanics. Bushido Blade, it's like, here's how you change stances. Here's how you attack. Go.
I would agree with your placement if it weren't for the fact that I think Bushido Blade shines with a second person. And getting a second person is somewhat, in my mind at least, a requirement of Bushido Blade reaching its potential. And that hinders it slightly, which is why it's a little lower on my list. Because those other games, I could just go and play right now. Like, yeah. I've got a PS2, I can get copies of those games rather easily, or even if I couldn't, yada, yada, yada.
And our list is going to get a little messy when we start discussing multiplayer, single-player games, and like, Halo is going to be a weird one to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
when we get to it.
Might get a little upset with the other's opinion, and murder might happen on this microphone. Mind you,
whenever that may happen.
Depending on who does the murder, if the video posts, that means Nathan murdered me, because Nathan's our editor and also is the guy who handles our posting of the videos. If the audio doesn't post of a murder, then that means I killed Nathan. So, now you know.
Okay. So, I think we got the list on Bushido Blade.
Let's move on to our next.
Yeah, we're not doing full reviews of these games. No. We're just doing initial impressions, so to speak.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they should have at this point seen what experience we've had with the games.
Yeah, my thoughts are, if you're watching this, you have seen the episodes.
You did mention you wanted to link to the Bushido Blade videos in this, right?
Yeah, like on end cards, mid cards, whatever the fuck you call them. There will be ways to find those videos. So, our next game that I recommended, and I'm gonna start on the list, Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, or what was it, Surprise at Dinosaur Peak?
Yes.
For the NES. We played an emulated version of that through a modded Xbox. We played on a CRT. So it's the closest way to emulate the original game as you can get without using like a multi-cart for an NES. Having played it, it's fine.
Yeah, that was my general impression too.
And I know how much this game's worth. You do not.
I was literally asking at the end of the video, like, why did you pick this game, Nathan?
It's a well-known game, and I thought it's one I've wanted to play for a while. I've just wanted to save it for the right time, and this new series thing that we're doing seemed like the right time.
Hey, this new direction we're going, Nathan. The charts mean something.
It does. So, for me, I think Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, it's more my style of game. I'm going to put it... And we're back. So, I should have looked up ahead how to do this on a spreadsheet instead of writing it down.
I had mentioned that.
You did. We're working the kinks out. It's fine.
I thought you were going to say we're working the case out, because you kind of look like a detective right now with a notepad.
With my notepad and pen, yes.
It's composite, folks.
I've got the fedora with the little fucking piece of paper that says scoop in it.
Don't lie about it. And also, that's a journalist, not a detective, Nathan.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
Anyway, so as of right now, where we left off, because I'll edit this and figure it out later.
Yeah. You were about to name Flintstones.
I was about to put Flintstones Dinosaur Peak in my list. I now have my list in a better order with which to look at.
Yeah.
Would I rather play it than God of War? Yes.
Really?
I'm a sucker for that old school 2D game.
Okay.
And it seems like a very basic game.
Yeah.
It's got the 2-player at one time gimmick that I think is cool.
Especially because they have different abilities.
Exactly.
And different strengths.
It was ambitious for what it was.
It seemed fine.
I think they tried to jam too much onto a 2-button controller.
Yeah, that was some strange controls there.
Would I rather play than Red Dead Redemption? No. Would I rather play than Rule of Rose?
You said Redemption. Revolver.
That's gonna fuck me up forever.
It's really hard.
It's gonna fuck me up forever. But would I rather play than Rule of Rose? I think yeah, because I think Rule of Rose for me was like a one and done playthrough. Like I said last episode, I really want to own a copy just for sentimental reasons. But I think Flintstones at Dinosaur Peak is going to be my new number 4. So let me change that.
Number 4, wow.
F
U
D P. All right, we're getting a little behind the scenes work of how we operate here. It's not pretty, folks.
Mostly because you're saying it out loud.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Because then it's real.
I'm watching you do it, Nathan. It's already real. It's not like the things we do on the microphone become fiction just because we're recording it. We're not Drake and Josh.
We could be.
That's not a high bar. But yeah, no, for me, Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak, I kind of agree with most of what you said, but I have no tolerance for platformers in general. It's
You're not good at them.
Not a genre game I enjoy playing. I don't necessarily mind them, but not exactly a genre I seek out. It's going straight to the bottom of my list.
So you're putting this at number 6. This is below Darkwatch for you.
This is below Darkwatch for me.
Okay.
I just have no interest in going back and playing this again.
I'll be honest with you, that's great, because that makes it really easy for me to not have to fuck with this list.
Yes, I know it would make it easier for you. There was a second where I contemplated what you were talking about, but I'll be honest with you, I would still much rather play Rule of Rose over Darkwatch again. Not because Darkwatch isn't fun, but like, I at least still have some like questions about Rule of Rose that like maybe going back and looking at I might get some answers for. I have no questions about Darkwatch. We literally played a game that has a binary choice at the end, and I just do not give a shit about the other choice.
And dog, to be fair, the way those subtitles worked in that game, we didn't talk about this last episode. They were so inconsistent.
Yes.
We just didn't care about the story after like level 2.
Yeah, it was weird. For in-game cutscenes, it would have them, but not for other cutscenes. Like anytime the camera had to move, like they wouldn't have it.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like that's something we should have brought up, and I didn't think about it until just now when you brought up the story, and I realized,
that was a hollow.
Didn't care.
Yeah, that was a hollow experience through and through.
All right, well that's our list. Fun fact, I did.
I'm liking the term charts now. Like, how do you feel about charts? Does that feel good, bad to you?
I feel like this is a conversation that we could have off mic. So,
I feel like
I don't hate it.
I feel like you don't like the charts idea now.
I feel like your ADHD is like we're doing this.
It's like the Billboard Top 20, Nathan. It's smart, I swear.
All right, so fun. Let me just ask you a question here.
Oh God,
how much would you say a loose copy of Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak goes for?
So, I have a general idea of what is considered ridiculous in the retro market.
And for the audience, I'm using price charting as of August 20th at 12:31 a.m.
I like how you looked at the date and the time on the computer instead of the one on your phone your hand right now.
I'm keeping price charting open on my phone. I'm looking at the time on the laptop. Anyway, what's your guess?
I'm going to guess $100. Yeah, I had a feeling that'd be low.
Keep going.
200.
Keep going.
400.
Keep going.
6?
Keep going.
8?
Keep going.
9?
This. Let me give you a little information.
I have to slow down a little bit at some point. I don't know how much gas I gotta give here.
So, I have price charting on the NES in descending order. So if we're not including like weird Nintendo World Championship carts,
this is the most expensive?
No.
Okay.
This is one. Stadium Events is the most expensive game at $16,000 for a loose copy.
Goddamn.
Little Samson is second at 2,116. Cheetah Men 2
The Return
is
of Cheetah Men.
third
Sorry.
at 1,858. Peekaboo Poker is fourth at 1,666. Flintstones at Dinosaur Peak is the fifth most expensive game for the NES.
How much?
1,463 for a loose copy.
See, I was in my head thinking like 1,200, but I'm like, man, there's no fucking way, right? There is a fucking way.
So, from what I understand, this was a late release, and I want to say it might even just be like a rental exclusive. Like, there were a lot of those back in the day. I'll fact check later, throw up a little blurb on screen for later.
Funny how that word became a word. Blurb.
Yeah.
We just kind of let the one kind of slide through our lexicon of the English language a little too easily, I think.
Fair enough. So, next time we do these, next week, I'll be a little better prepared when it comes to the list.
Well, I think this was mostly about figuring out what we wanted, and
exactly.
Also the charts. And this is also about figuring out, our expectations. I think we have a better feel for it now.
We do. So, next week, the two games we're going to be playing, my game is going to be Black, the first-person shooter for the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Also on PS2, but we'll be playing the Xbox version. And what's your game going to be?
007 Agent Under Fire, also on the PS2.
Now, for that game, there is already footage of us playing multiplayer. It's one of the first things we did for the channel. So there's 2 episodes of that.
Yes.
So we will just be doing single player in that video when it comes out.
I'm excited. This is another game from my childhood, actually.
Yeah. And I'm excited too, because we're going to go play it in about 5 minutes. They're not going to see it for about a week.
Time to stay up all fucking morning. Doing a little dance. No? We gotta get a camera in here, man. People can't vibe with me if they can't jive with me, okay?
All right, see you guys next episode.